a smile. It seems so simple, so natural, an involuntary reaction to joy or humor. But look closer, especially through the lens of Niccolo Machiavelli, the Renaissance strategist of power, and that simple curve transforms into something far more potent, a calculated instrument of influence, a subtle weapon, an impenetrable mask, a carefully minted coin in the complex economy of human interaction. Machiavelli, dissecting the brutal realities of princes and politics centuries ago, cared little for moral ideals. His ruthless pragmatism focused solely on what works, gaining advantage, securing control, surviving the relentless currents of ambition and self-interest. Governing your smile, therefore, transcends mere pleasantry. It's about mastering effectiveness. It's recognizing that this minor, muscular gesture wields immense power in sculpting perceptions, manipulating environments, and ultimately, charting your course through the treacherous waters of power. Appearances, Machiavelli relentlessly argued, are paramount. How you seem often carries equal, sometimes greater weight than what you truly are. Humans judge instantly, incessantly, based on surface impressions. Your smile is one of your most immediate, visible signals. It broadcasts potent messages: confidence, warmth, agreement, submission, pleasure, even veiled contempt, directly into the psyche of observers. Yet, Machiavelli would sternly caution, never allow your smile to inadvertently reveal weakness, expose your genuine intentions prematurely, or signal compliance when you intend to project unwavering strength. It must be deployed with deliberate intent, like a master chess player moving a pawn, fully aware of the ripple effects across the board. Consider the politician navigating a throng of supporters. A broad, warm, seemingly authentic grin disarms individuals, making them feel uniquely recognized and valued. Recall Bill Clinton's legendary charisma. His ability to project feeling your pain was magnified by his engaging, accessible smile. It forged an illusion of deep personal connection and trust, compelling people to want to believe him, to desire his leadership. That's raw power channeled through a facial expression. Conversely, that same politician, confronted by an aggressive journalist wielding uncomfortable truths, might offer only a thin, tight-lipped smile, fleeting and controlled. This isn't warmth, it's armor. It communicates, I acknowledge your presence, I register your challenge, but I remain unshaken. I yield nothing. It preserves an aura of steely composure without descending into overt hostility. Observe Vladimir Putin's public demeanor, his minimal expressions, punctuated by rare, brief, and often ambiguous smiles, project an image of unassailable strength and impenetrable reserve. It's a smile designed not to invite warmth, but to solidify distance and deter dissent. The absolute cornerstone of Machiavellian smile governance is relentless control. His timeless advice urged rulers to embody both the lion, instilling fear through formidable strength, and the fox, navigating through cunning and strategic deception. Your smile is quintessentially a tool of the fox. While genuine joy is pleasant, Machiavelli was indifferent to inner happiness. His obsession lay with the strategic appearance of virtue, trust, strength, or amiability, precisely when it serves your objective. And equally, the discernment to know when not to project these qualities. Picture a CEO addressing the company during a brutal round of layoffs. A persistent, cheerful, toothy grin would be disastrous, broadcasting profound insensitivity, dangerous disconnect, or crippling weakness, as if oblivious to the devastation or terrified of the backlash. Instead, a grave, composed presence, perhaps offering a single, deeply empathetic, brief smile while acknowledging shared pain. This weighs heavily on every single one of us, demonstrates critical gravitas, and mastered empathy. This projects formidable strength through unflinching composure. It actively steers the emotional response of the audience. A leader radiating misplaced cheer during a crisis instantly evaporates all credibility and authority. Often, the most devastating power resides not in the smile you grant, but in the one you purposefully withhold. Envision a high-stakes negotiation over a multi-million-dollar contract. Your counterpart presents an offer that's blatantly disrespectful. Smiling warmly or even neutrally signals dangerous acceptance, undue eagerness, or a lack of conviction. Machiavelli would prescribe silence. Let the void linger. Maintain an utterly impassive mask or allow your features to settle into a cool, detached neutrality. The stark absence of the anticipated smile generates palpable, uncomfortable tension. It signals profound dissatisfaction without uttering a syllable. It compels the other side to falter, reassess, and likely improve their proposal simply to break the suffocating silence and regain equilibrium. This is the fundamental tactic of elite diplomats, ruthless sales closers, and hardened business negotiators. Consider a competitive job interview. The candidate who beams relentlessly at every trivial comment or difficult question appears desperate, indiscriminately eager to please, lacking critical judgment. The candidate who maintains focused attentiveness and composed neutrality, reserving a warm, genuine smile only for moments of true alignment or shared insight, projects discernment, confidence, and situational mastery. They command the signal, unleashing the smile only when it delivers maximum strategic leverage. The treacherous pitfall in this intricate dance is the poorly executed, transparently fake smile. Machiavelli possessed a deep understanding of human intuition. People possess an acute, often subconscious, radar for insincerity. A smile plastered on like cheap wallpaper, unnaturally wide, rigidly fixed, lingering too long, or failing to engage the eyes, the crucial Duchenne marker of authenticity, resonates as profoundly hollow. It breeds corrosive suspicion and distrust faster than an open scowl. Picture the stereotypical used car salesman with a rictus grin that never fades, regardless of the conversation's turn. It feels manipulative, desperate, and ultimately weak, exposing the clumsy attempt to deceive without the requisite skill to make it plausible. Machiavelli never championed constant, blatant deceit. He advocated for strategic appearances that served a precise purpose and possessed the necessary believability to succeed. A fake smile, ineptly wielded, is a strategic liability. The effective Machiavellian smile is convincing. It seamlessly fits the narrative you are meticulously constructing in that exact moment. A leader genuinely celebrating a hard-won victory with loyal supporters should unleash a warm, open, radiant smile. It cements loyalty, rewards dedication, and amplifies the leader's triumphant image. That identical leader, confronting a subordinate suspected of betrayal or gross negligence, might deploy a brief, icy smile utterly devoid of warmth, serving only as a silent, ominous warning. The physical act of smiling is real, but its interpretation is dictated entirely by the iron control and calculated context behind it. Elizabeth I of England was a virtuoso of this art. Her iconic portraits capture a faint, enigmatic smile, gracious enough to inspire fervent devotion and love, yet profoundly reserved, an eternal reminder of the absolute, untouchable power residing behind the throne. Its ambiguity was its power, keeping subjects perpetually off balance and obedient. The smile can also become a deeply unsettling mask for menace. Machiavelli bluntly asserted that for a ruler, being feared is frequently safer and more reliable than being loved, provided hatred is avoided. A leader delivering a final, crushing ultimatum or a severe punishment might conclude not with visible rage, but with a slow, deliberate, utterly mirthless smile. This isn't friendly. It's paralyzing. It signifies the judgment is absolute, the consequences irrevocable, and any appeal futile. It masterfully fuses the lion's terrifying force with the fox's unnerving subtlety. We observe echoes of this in certain autocratic figures who announce brutal policies or deliver threats while wearing a calm, almost serene smile. The smile doesn't mitigate the impact. It intensifies the dread, showcasing their absolute emotionless control. It silently declares, "I hold the power to dismantle you, and wielding that power requires no emotional expenditure from me. I am perfectly composed in this act." It's a smile engineered to instill deep, immobilizing fear. Ultimately, governing your smile demands constant Machiavellian cost-benefit calculus. He was the arch-pragmatist. In every interaction, conduct a cold assessment. What is the cost of smiling now? Does it risk exposing underlying vulnerability, an eagerness that adversaries could exploit, concealed fear, or your true strategic position? Conversely, what is the potential gain? Could it foster essential trust, neutralize a potential threat, project an image of unassailable confidence, or effectively shroud your genuine plans or weaknesses? Would a frown, a stern glare, or meticulously maintained neutrality serve as a more potent instrument in this specific instant, signaling iron resolve, generating advantageous pressure, or simply denying an opponent the gratification of witnessing your reaction? The effective leader, the cunning negotiator, the astute player in the power game is never enslaved by spontaneous emotion. They deploy their expressions, particularly the high-impact tool of the smile, with the surgical precision of a general commanding forces. Every gesture serves a defined tactical objective within the overarching strategy for dominance or survival. Consider Carlos Ghosn, the former titan of Nissan and Renault. For years, his trademark confident, bordering on arrogant smile was integral to his persona, the cost-killer hero, the seemingly invincible industry colossus. It radiated supreme assurance and command. Yet when allegations of serious financial impropriety erupted, that very same confident image, reinterpreted through the lens of scandal, transformed into perceived hubris masking deception. His smile lost its power to dictate the narrative. Instead, it arguably fueled public cynicism and animosity. The weapon misfired, wounding its wielder. Now contrast this sharply with Jacinda Ardern's leadership during profound national traumas like the Christchurch mosque massacres or the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Her public demeanor was characterized by visible, unvarnished emotion, profound empathy, shared tears of grief, and warm, weary smiles of solidarity and resilience. This wasn't a lapse in control, it was a masterclass in strategic authenticity. Her expressions, including her smiles, projected deep, resonant genuineness and a palpable sense of collective burden. This authenticity, this deliberate display of shared humanity, forged an unbreakable connection with the public and solidified her authority precisely because it resonated as profoundly real and appropriate to the overwhelming gravity of the circumstances. She governed her expressions, smiles included, with Machiavellian pragmatism, wielding genuine emotion as a powerful unifying force. Beyond the obvious, micro-signals and contextual mastery, true Machiavellian mastery extends to the nuances. It's not just whether you smile, but the micro-signals within it. A smile held a fraction too long can shift from confident to unsettling. A smile that doesn't quite reach the eyes, even if otherwise convincing, can trigger subconscious distrust. A smile accompanied by a slight, almost imperceptible head tilt can project approachability, while the same smile delivered with a steady, unblinking gaze can project unnerving dominance. Consider a police negotiator coaxing a hostage taker. Their smile must project calm reassurance without a hint of condescension or threat, a micro-calibration of immense importance. A teacher praising a struggling student uses a warm, encouraging smile. Reprimanding another might use a brief, disappointed smile that carries more weight than a shout. The context dictates the smile's micro-architecture. The long game, building alliances and eroding foes. The governed smile also plays a crucial role in the long-term strategy Machiavelli emphasized. Consistent, appropriate warmth builds enduring alliances and loyalty, the bedrock of sustained power. Think of a manager who remembers birthdays with a genuine smile and a few words, or a community leader whose constant, accessible warmth makes people feel heard. This isn't weakness, it's strategic investment in social capital. Conversely, the calculated absence of warmth, the consistently cool or neutral expression reserved for specific individuals, can subtly signal disapproval or isolate potential rivals over time, eroding their support without direct confrontation. A leader might warmly smile at loyal allies in a meeting while offering only curt nods to those on the outs, sending clear signals to the entire room about the shifting landscape of favor. The risk of overcalculation and the uncanny valley Machiavelli warned against excess. Governing the smile too rigidly, becoming perpetually calculating, risks projecting inauthenticity or entering the uncanny valley, where near-perfect mimicry of human expression feels deeply unsettling because it lacks true spontaneity. People crave moments of perceived genuineness. The master strategist knows when to allow a genuinely felt smile to break through, precisely because it reinforces the believability of their controlled expressions at other times. It's the difference between a leader whose rare, spontaneous laugh during a casual moment feels refreshingly real, making their composed demeanor during crises seem more like strength than artifice, versus one whose every expression feels rehearsed, breeding unease and distrust. Even within control, room for selective apparent spontaneity can be strategic. The everyday Machiavellian, office politics and social navigation. This isn't just for princes and CEOs. The governed smile is vital in everyday power dynamics. Navigating office politics requires finesse. Smiling warmly at a rival's genuine success disarms potential conflict and projects confidence. Withholding your smile when a colleague takes undue credit signals silent disapproval, others will notice. A neutral, polite smile towards a toxic coworker maintains professionalism while denying them the satisfaction of a reaction or the leverage of visible conflict. In social settings, a warm smile opens doors and builds rapport, while a reserved, polite smile can establish boundaries with overbearing individuals. Knowing when to deploy charm, the warm smile, and when to signal unavailability, the polite but distant smile, is fundamental social navigation, a low-stakes application of Machiavellian principle. Governing the smile isn't about extinguishing authentic emotion or becoming a cold automaton. It's about cultivating intense awareness and exercising ruthless choice. Machiavelli's enduring genius lies in his understanding that navigating power, whether on the global stage, the corporate battlefield, or the intricate web of daily social interactions, demands a profound grasp of human nature. You must comprehend how people react to fear, loyalty, desire, trust, and crucially, to appearances. Your smile is one of your most fundamental, frequently deployed elements of appearance. Don't let it flicker randomly, driven solely by transient feelings. Acknowledge its immense strategic weight. Recognize its value as potent social currency. Master its deployment. Invest it lavishly to build crucial alliances and loyalty when the return is high. Withhold it strategically to project unbreakable resolve, create advantageous discomfort, or signal unambiguous disapproval. Wield it as an artful mask to obscure your true agenda or vulnerabilities. and in moments demanding maximum impact, allow even a trace of it to morph into a silent, chilling threat that reinforces dominance. Mastering this deceptively simple facial gesture isn't about malice, but about acknowledging that in the relentless, often unforgiving game of securing influence and safeguarding your position, every single gesture, no matter how seemingly insignificant, must be governed with conscious, calculated intent. The most formidable leaders, the most effective politicians, the most successful negotiators, and the savviest navigators of life's complex social hierarchies understand this instinctively. Your smile is never, ever just a reflex. It's a lever of power. Use it wisely, use it deliberately, and never forget the cold, pragmatic counsel of the fox and the lion, guiding your every decision on when to let it show, when to hold it back, and what subtle story it must tell in each critical moment. It is the simplest, yet one of the most potent tools in the Machiavellian arsenal. Seek wisdom,